integrity, and character. Who told the truth. And Donald Trump told lie after lie after lie. Oh, you're good. You're so good. This election is about you. Joe is fighting for the families here in North Carolina and across America who are working hard to find a secure place in the middle class. The moms who worry that their daughters will grow up in a country with fewer rights than we had. And as a teacher, I'm always proud. Where are the teachers? Love the teachers who are here. I'm always proud of the way that Joe fights for educators, like our next speaker, Eric Fitz. Eric is a former school principal, public school principal, and he now works at Wake County Public Schools. Making sure teachers get the support they need so that students can thrive. Eric, thank you for all that you do for your fellow educators and students, your family, and your community. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage, Eric Fitz.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is amazing. Never could have imagined standing right here before you. Well, my name is Eric Fitz, and I'm a proud father, proud educator within here at Raleigh, North Carolina. Last night, I watched with pride as President Biden won the debate and put forward. He put forward a clear vision for making life better for our families. And Donald Trump made it very clear he's focused on retribution and revenge. But what amazed me most was that President Biden that we saw last night on the debate stage was the same Joe I had the pleasure of sharing a meal with a few months ago right in my home with my sons, Christian and Carter. When we sat at my dinner table, I was able to share with him how grateful I was for his leadership and for his compassion. Because of President Biden, my student loan debt had been forgiven just a few months earlier. By forgiving the loans, that enabled me to become the educator that I am today. President Biden changed my life for the better and for the lives of my sons. With the debt erased, which I would have been paying off for decades, I'm able to save for my sons' college pursuits. I'm able to invest in their futures and support their dreams. What struck me most about our conversation with President Biden was the way that he listened. He made all of us feel seen, heard, and valued. Afterwards, my sons told me they would never forget hearing the president say to them how proud he was of them. My children are one of the most important things to me in this world, and that's something President Biden and I share. I know who Joe is. He's a dad. He's a leader. He's a good man. He wakes up every day fighting to make sure that my sons and all of our children have the future that they deserve. I'm proud Joe Biden is our president. So whether he is fighting for our rights on the debate stage, protecting democracy on the world stage, or eating burgers with me in my house in Raleigh, Joe Biden is a good and decent man who fights for our families every day. President Biden shows up for everyday North Carolinians, and North Carolina is ready to show up for him in November. We need to send him right back to the White House. So now, please join me in welcoming our guest of honor to the state of North Carolina, the President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Thank you, North Carolina. I'm going to get in trouble with my mom looking down in heaven if I don't say, please excuse my back. I apologize. It's good knowing you have my back. Eric, thanks for that introduction. We had a wonderful time spending time with your sons, Christian and Carter. They're going to grow up to be incredible young men. You would have been really impressed the way they talked about their dad, how informed they were about what was going on. I was truly impressed. And I ate 2 hamburgers. A special thanks to Roy and Kristen Cooper. Roy, you've been a great governor. Which makes it all the more important that North Carolina elected a great governor to replace you, Josh Stein. And when I'm reelected again with your help, I want you to know that I'm not promising not to take Roy away from North Carolina. Where they're coming out, I don't know. And thanks to all the state and local leaders here today, the great musicians and entertainers who performed earlier. Folks, let me tell you why I'm here in North Carolina. I'm here for what? Carolina for one reason, because I intend to win this state in November. You're going to see that. I think we are. And Roy's right, we win here, we win the election. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to stand up for the women of America. We're going to restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land. We're going to stand up for the right to vote. We're going to stand up for Medicare and Social Security. We're going to fight for child care, paid leave, and elder care. We're going to keep lowering the cost of prescription drugs, not just for seniors, but for every single American. We're going to keep protecting the Affordable Care Act, which is why more than 40 million Americans have health insurance today. We're going to protect our children and get the weapons of war off our streets. We're going to provide clean drinking water, affordable high-speed internet, quality education for every child in America. We're going to secure our border and protect legal immigration. And unlike the other guy, we're going to stand up to dictators like Putin, because America bows to no one ever. Folks, and we're going to keep dealing with the climate crisis. Look, more than anything, We're going to preserve, protect, and defend our democracy. Because more than anything else, that is what is at stake in America this election. Your freedom, your democracy. America itself is at stake. Now, folks, I don't know what you did last night, but I spent 90 minutes on the stage debating a guy who has the morals of an alley cat. Did you see Trump last night? My guess, he set, I mean it sincerely, a new record for the most lies told in a single debate. He lied about the great economy he created. He lied about the pandemic he botched, killing millions of people. He closed businesses, he closed schools, losing their homes, people all over this country. America was flat on its back. So I told Trump that he was just one of two presidents in American history who left office with fewer jobs than he started. Herbert Hoover was the other one. That's why I call him Donald Herbert Hoover Trump. And then he lied about how great he was for veterans. But then I told him how he had called a veteran who had given their lives in the country in World War I and refused to go to the grave sites. He called them suckers and losers. He tried to deny it. But let me ask you, are you going to believe a 4-star Marine general, his own former Chief of Staff, John Kelly, who said he said that? Or the disgraced, defeated, and lying Donald Trump? My son was one of those people. Not in World War I, but in the Vietnam. Folks, look. How about the fact that 44 How about the fact that's okay. How about the fact that 40 out of his 44 top advisors, including the vice president, aren't supporting him this time around. The people who know him best, 40 of them, said, I will not support the man I work for this time around. It tells you a lot about the person who knows him. Look, he lied about how great he was on crime. I had to remind him that he oversaw a record increase in murder rates in 2020. On my watch, violent crime has hit a 50-year low. There's more to do with this 50-year low. And then I pointed out but the only convicted criminal on the stage last night was Donald Trump. When I thought about his 34 felony convictions, his sexual assault on a woman in a public place, his being fined $400 million for business fraud, I thought to myself, Donald Trump isn't just a convicted felon. Donald Trump is a one-man crime wave. He's got more trials. He's got more trials coming up. Time for that. Look, the thing that bothers me maybe most about him, he has no respect for women or the law. He doesn't. And then, his biggest lie. He lied about how he had nothing to do with the insurrection of January 6th. We all saw with our own eyes. We watched it on television. We saw thousands in his direction attack the Capitol. We saw police being attacked, the Capitol being ransacked, the mob hunting for Speaker Pelosi, gallows literally set up for Mike Pence. And then he told them as he sat in the dining room, the private dining room, one door off my Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours watching the TV. He did not a single thing to stop it. Nothing. Nothing at all. And now he wants to pardon all those convicted and criminals. But folks, for all his lies, we learned some important truths about Donald Trump last night. We learned he's still proud of being the person who killed Roe v. Wade. We learned he's still proud about the pain and cruelties inflicted on America's women. We learned he still believes that politicians, not doctors and women, should make decisions about a woman's health. We learned that if he's elected again and the MAGA Republicans pass a national ban on abortion, he will sign it. Donald Trump says he thinks overturning Roe v. Wade was a beautiful thing. I think it was a nightmare. No, I really mean it, a nightmare. And I made it clear again last night that if you elect me and Kamala, you give us a Democratic Congress, we will make Roe v. Wade the law of the land again. He continued to lie. He said, I quadruple taxes. Where the hell has he been? Which is a simple lie. I didn't raise a tax on anyone in America who they made less than $400,000 a year. And I won't in my second term either. We learned that Trump, who had the largest deficit of any president in 4 years because of a $2 trillion tax cut to the super wealthy, we learned that Trump wants to give another giant tax cut for the very wealthy and the biggest corporations. This time, $5 trillion, not a joke, $5 trillion. To pay for it, he's going to cut Medicare and Social Security. He'll cut health care. He'll do it all. The millions of working middle-class Americans all pay for another tax cut for the very wealthy. Then, to add insult to injury, he wants to raise taxes on the average family $2,500 a year. What amounts to a new 10% sales tax on all products imported in America. That's his new plan. For food, coffee, candy bars, and so much more. It's going to raise the taxes on the average family $2,500 a year. The most dangerous thing, though, we learned that Donald Trump will not respect this year's election outcome. He's still not respecting the last time out. Well, think about it. Every court in Iran ruled that it was a fair election. He's still denying it, still telling lies. 3 times Trump was asked last night by the moderators, would he respect the election results if he lost this time? 3 times he refused to answer. 3 times. Folks, Donald Trump refused to accept the results of 2020. We all saw what happened on January the 6th. It's a direct consequence of that. It was an international embarrassment. By the way, as I go to these international meetings, I know every major world leader, and I live it because I've been around, as you might have noticed. But they asked me, did he really mean this? Was this real? It caused a constitutional crisis and international embarrassment. Now, Trump is making it clear that if he doesn't win this time, there will be, in his words, bloodshed. Bloodshed. No president has ever said anything like that. No president. His words, not mine. We're going to let Donald Trump attack our democracy again? I don't think so. Folks, that Donald Trump left us. We came out of the pandemic. We're a long way from where Donald Trump telling us to inject bleach in our skin. That COVID is not that dangerous. Today we have the strongest economy in the world without exception. 15 million new jobs. 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Unemployment under 4% for a record 2 years in a row. Historic black and Hispanic unemployment down. Historic creation of small businesses in black and all communities across the nation, particularly in rural areas. Historic economic growth. Inflation has dropped from 9% to 3% and is still going down. I know we have more to do to get prices down. We have to take on corporate greed. They're making twice the profit they were before the pandemic. We got to make housing more affordable, provide child care, make the tax code fair, 16 Nobel winners of the economic Nobel Prize have looked at my economic plan this week. They've issued a report. And Trump's plan. Here's what they concluded. They said that my plan would continue to grow the economy and bring down inflation. 16 Nobel laureates. And that Trump's plan would send the nation into recession and inflation soaring through the roof. Don't take my word for it. Folks, let me close with this. I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious. Well, I know. Well, I don't. Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up. I know what it took to take our economy from the depths of the pandemic to where it is today, the strongest economy in the world. I know what it'll take to bring this economy to everybody. I know what it'll take to rally the world to stand up against Putin and defend freedom, not yield to him. And I know what it'll take to keep the world safe and free for the years ahead. Folks, I give you my word as a Biden, I would not be running again if I didn't believe with all my heart and soul I can do this job. Because quite frankly, the stakes are too high. The stakes are too high. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. He's a threat to our freedom. He's a threat to our democracy. He's literally a threat for everything America stands for. Look, he doesn't understand what I think all of you do. America is the finest and most unique nation in the world. We're the only nation in the world, and I mean this sincerely, it's a fact statement, not a hyperbolic statement, it's fact. We're the only nation in the world built on an idea. All the nations built on ethnicity, geography, and other religion, but we're built on an idea that we're all created equal. Deserve to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up, and I'll be damned in the year 2024, just 2 years before the 250th anniversary of our Declaration of Independence, that I'll let Donald Trump walk away from it. I give you my word. I give you my word as a Biden. We're still a nation. I believe we're still a nation that believes in honesty and decency and treating people with respect. I still believe we're a nation that gives everyone a fair shot and leaves nobody behind. We're still a nation that gives hate no safe harbor. And we're still the beacon to the world. We can never give up what makes America, America. Donald Trump is motivated by revenge and retribution. Well, revenge and retribution never build a damn thing. You and I, we Americans, are a nation of hope, optimism, and possibilities. That's what always built America. And that's going to continue to build America today. The choice in this election is simple. Donald Trump will destroy our democracy. I will defend it. So, folks, are you with me? Donald Donald Trump's the first president I've heard of that stood up there running for president, having been one term, saying, America's a failing nation. Where the hell does he think he is? I'm serious. A failing, I don't know, a president wouldn't trade places with America in a heartbeat. He's dead wrong. America's not a losing nation. America's winning. As I stand here today, I can honestly say I've never been more optimistic about America's future in my whole career. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. And there is nothing beyond our capacity, nothing when we act together. You got it.
countless others who are feeling the same struggles in our current economy. Inflation and higher prices have not just raised our grocery bill, but for many families and businesses, it has been a disaster. We've been led to believe that the current economy is running strong, that their policies are working for the average working family. As a father of an average family, let me tell you, they are wrong. Running a small business has always been a challenge, but under Joe Biden, every day is like climbing Mount Everest. Rising costs and relentless inflation have made it increasingly difficult to operate. The skyrocketing costs of materials, fuel, and transportation make expansion and maintaining a business a lot more costly. Bidenomics has forced businesses like mine to raise prices just to make payroll and meet expenses. It's tougher than ever to get ahead. However, this just isn't about my business. It's about the countless small business owners across Virginia and this great nation who are struggling with higher costs and uncertainty. The Biden administration has failed the American family and made life harder for all of us who are trying to make an honest living. Instead of seeing growth and prosperity, we are facing higher costs with fewer opportunities. But there is hope. We have a chance to turn things around. We need a leader who understands the value of hard work and the importance of small business. America needs a businessman to get things back on track. We need Donald Trump back in the White House. Under President Trump, we saw policies that supported business owners, cut taxes, and promoted economic growth. We need that kind of leadership again. This November, Virginia is in play. Every vote will count. We need to vote Republican, not just for Donald Trump, but up and down the ballot. Let's elect leaders who will fight for American interests, cut regulations, and create an environment where small businesses can thrive once again. Together we can and we will send a clear message. We will reject the failures of Bidenomics, sky-high inflation, and costly mandates. And we will choose a future where small businesses are the backbone of a strong, vibrant economy. And my family and every American family can live the American dream. So we work together to make America great again. Thank you, and God bless America.
Our next speaker is Rod Thompson. Rod Thompson is, oh, he's got his cheering section over there. That's good. Rod Thompson is a Navy veteran, an author, a family man, and resides nearby in Suffolk, Virginia. Rod, please come on up.
It's loose. First and foremost, can I just get a big oorah? I'm gonna need to hear y'all a little bit more. Let me get a oorah. That's what I'm talking about. My name's Rod Thompson. I'm a retired Navy chief. And I am humbled to stand before you today to represent all of the angry veterans out there. As we support the 45th President of the United States, the man that will be the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. I look out at this crowd, I look at this stage, and I gotta wonder, how did I get here? How did a high school dropout from a 6 red light town in South Carolina get to the point where I'm standing on this stage right now? And I'm gonna tell you 3 answers. An almighty God, my wife, and the U.S. Navy. It also kind of helped that I was born in the greatest 3.8 million square mile plot of land on the planet called the United States. This is a country where the poor can find wealth, where the weak can find strength, where the oppressed and the foreign can legally come here and find a better future. And for 23 years, my job was to defend that future. I think of my veterans in my family. My grandfather, Robert Andrew Willingham, who served in World War II. My uncle Andy Willingham, who was a frogman in Vietnam. My brother-in-law, Bill Dickinson, who was in the Marine Corps. We all signed on the dotted line to protect that future. And I got to tell you, when I joined the Navy, I thought that's all it took. I thought all you had to do was defend the future. I thought that the divine magic that made this country great would go on in autopilot. But that's not the way it is. I was naive and I was foolish. I didn't understand that requiring freedoms takes more than the soldiers, the sailors, the Marine Corps, the airmen, the Coast Guardsmen, and new Space Guardians. It takes the citizen. It takes the artist, the lawyer, the real estate mogul. It takes the moms and the pops, the stay-home moms and the stay-home dads. Sometimes I turn on the TV or I scroll through social media and I feel like we owe every Gold Star family an apology. What has happened to this country? Did we drop the ball? Young misguided Americans are out here burning our flag and raising the flag of our adversaries? Are you serious right now? World leaders mock us and no longer respect us. America should always be the silent giant in the room keeping the peace, but we are not that anymore because we have bumbling idiocy in the White House. In Joe Biden's America, our president would rather stare at his watch than render honors at a military funeral. In Joe Biden's America, we haphazardly pull out of combat zones and cost the lives of American soldiers. In Joe Biden's America, the U.S. military has turned into a social experiment where social political ideologies override national defense and wartime readiness. Worst of all, in Joe Biden's America, the government has grown into such an overbloated monster that they don't even serve we the people anymore. And I say people with a capital P. And that capital P stands for the power that the Constitution gave every last one of us to run this country. P stands for the prosperity that we should all rise to attain. P stands for all of the patriots out here in front of me today. And I'm going to tell you, P stands for pretty much the best damn country on the planet. Am I right? And the last P is my favorite. Please get Joe Biden out of the White House. This November, we are going to show up. We are going to show out. I'm calling all my veterans. I want you guys to meet the Democrats on the field of battle where they are resting because they think they've already won. We're going to show up with the mail-in ballots and the absentee ballots. We're going to go to the old folks' home and talk to them into voting for Donald Trump. We are going to come out in November, and we are going to make this country great again. My name is Rod Thompson. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump.
Thank you, Rod. Thank all of y'all for being here. This election matters a great deal. It is our time for choosing. Rod has served in our military. He has the spirit, the principles, the priorities that are needed for our country. You know what Joe Biden and his military thinks is the greatest threat to our country? The weather. Yeah, you got it, ma'am. Climate. No, I'm sorry. The terrorists in Iran, Hamas, Russia, China, those are our threats. Peace through strength works. President Trump understands that. He did it when he was president. He will need people in the Congress, whether it's Jen Kiggans, and I see others, McGuire's here, just got nominated in the 5th Congressional District, Anderson in the 7th, and whatever other Republicans are running. You'll hear from Hunkhouse shortly after Governor McDonald. But thank all of y'all for being here. Thank you for caring about the future of our country and standing strong for freedom. No matter the weather, it's weather for freedom-loving people. Thank you all. Fight on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the 71st Governor of Virginia, Bob McDonnell.
Good afternoon, Chesapeake. What a great afternoon.